Okay, so we're gonna get started. And um, one of the things that we want to think about as we go through today's practice is mental health, mental wellness. Okay, because we live in an age of a lot of mental instability because the society that we live in is actually purposefully there are forces within the society who are trying to create mental imbalance, emotional distress, in order to, control people's consciousness, which in turn allows them to control people's behaviors. And so, what I want you to think about as we go through our practice is how yoga helps to balance the biochemistry of the brain. Okay. Yoga helps to balance the emotions. Yoga helps to bring about a state of optimism where you feel better about yourself because you are dissolving all of the various chemicals that are associated with feeling depressed, sad, hopeless. When we have those negative feelings, when we are in those negative moods, those are actually the result of the various chemicals that our brains and our nervous system and our endocrine system is creating because of our perception of what we think is real. Okay. So a lot of the things that cause us to become upset, that cause us to feel bad, to feel sad, to feel depressed, to change our perception are things that are really chemically induced. Just like taking a drug, just like if a person was to shoot some heroin, when you start to react, when your body or your brain or your nervous system starts to react to the environment that we are in, it's just like taking a drug. And so we exaggerate, we make false comparisons, we do things that we call awful lies and absolute ties. So we take on these really strong opinions that are out of proportion to what reality is. And that in turn causes us to feel bad, to have internal feelings of sadness and despondency, and to think that everything is hopeless and we are helpless because there are powers that be that are controlling us, that we don't have any control, that we don't have any control over ourselves. And these invisible forces are just dominating our existence. Okay. So that is how certain forces within this society attempts to control us and to get us to behave in ways which are against our best interests. Okay. So as we go through our practice, I want you to really try to feel or experience, number one, the release of tension from your body. As we go through the movements and postures, we are lengthening the body. As we lengthen the body, we increase blood circulation. As we increase blood circulation, we are increasing oxygen supply to the tissues of the body. Okay. As we increase that oxygen supply, especially to places like the brain, it makes us more alert. Helps us to become more focused, and helps us to feel better overall. As we are also doing our practices, which consist of the movements and postures and the breathing, we are also stimulating the various biochemicals in the body that are associated with causing us to feel good and to change our mood. Okay. And so those chemicals in general classifications of endorphins, dopamine, and things like that, which are neurotransmitters that actually are created by the body when we practice yoga, when we practice meditation and deep breathing, and that are released by the body through the endocrine systems, through various glands in the body. And those chemicals dock, they actually connect at places on the brain, within sites on the brain that are receptor sites, where those chemicals are shaped a certain way and they connect to those places within the brain. And when they make those connections, you know, then that's when we get that feeling. So when people smoke weed, when people take cocaine and crack, or they smoke cigarettes or they drink alcohol, the same thing happens. You send in a chemical that docks on a certain part of the brain. But when you use those type of drugs or even other so-called natural substances, you are actually changing the receptor site so that then your natural chemicals that you create they don't fit there. So they not, because that receptor site has been changed from where it used to fit. So now there is a distortion. Okay. So now there's less fit or no fit. And so then when you do things that should make you feel good, you don't feel as good. That's why people who become highly addicted to drugs and alcohol, that's why their morals fall apart. So you hear like somebody stole his mama's TV because he needed to get drugs so bad, and so on and so forth, right? Because that feeling that makes you anything that made you feel good before you got addicted. Addicted means that you change your brain chemistry and you change the actual certain structures on your brain. Before that happened, you used to be able to get a good feeling from things. After it happens, you don't get that good feeling. Okay, so that's as simple as way is. I hope that makes sense the way I'm explaining it. Okay, and so that's what you want to start to experience from your practice. I want you to pay it. So that means you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention to the emotions that you're getting when you're going through your postures. You have to pay attention to the thoughts that are coming into your mind. You have to pay attention to the feelings that you're doing, that you're receiving, and also pay close attention to your methodology and your technique. Because we do rule of four breathing, we do geometric progression for a purpose. And that purpose is to get the maximum benefit from our practice. We're not just trying to stretch this muscle and stretch that muscle and tighten up our core and all that kind of stuff. We're really trying to effect a change in our physiology, a change in our neural network, a change in the fascia that connects and nets everything in the body together, a change in the endocrine system, okay, a change in the nervous system. And we're trying to move energy. That's one of the most important parts, that we're trying to cause energy to move and to circulate through the body, because that energy is the life force. And that once we get control over that life force, then we're able to affect transformational changes in our consciousness and the way that we move and operate in the world. So that's where the spirituality comes from. The spirituality is not just, well, I would just have my eyes closed and different thoughts, a cascade of thoughts came into my mind, and people think they're thinking about stuff. They just ruminating about stuff. They think that they're channeling, communicating, and all that kind of stuff, But in essence, you got to be able to differentiate. Am I just having random thoughts that's popping in my head, or am I actually, uh, uh, um, having a transformational or transcendent experience, where now I am transcending the limitations of the physical environment that I exist in. Okay. So that's a question. I'm not, you have to ask yourself that. What is actually happening to me? And can I define what is actually occurring compared to what I may think is occurring, but may not really be occurring? Okay. And so that comes from your ability to really differentiate and to really define what's going on. And so that means that you have to practice, you have to study, and you have to apply some um, consciousness to what's going on. Okay. So we're going to begin by crossing our legs, and we're going to work with the sesh pose variation 1. Okay. And so this is called sesh pose. So this is a sitting down position, right? People associate this position, they call it Indian style, sit Indian style. But this sitting position is ubiquitous throughout ancient Kemet. Every place you look, every image that you look at, you're going to see somebody sitting in one of the positions like this with the legs crossed, or sitting up on the toes, or sitting on the insteps. So these are core features of our Kemetic yoga practice. And so when we sit like this, sometimes the knees are tight, the ankles are tight, the hips are tight. So we go through a series of postures within this position to begin the process of changing the composition of the ankles, the knees, the hips, and so on and so forth. Okay. So we also work on the neck and the throat area. So what I want you to do is to take your hands and hold on to your front leg. And I want you to slowly lift. I want you to rotate on your pelvis and sit all the way up. Lift your chest, straighten your back, and then as you hold on to your legs here, pull against your legs, and then press your forearms down. So you're gonna feel, you want those muscles to work. Make your body work. Okay. Keep the tip of your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. Okay. Now I want you to slowly breathe in and tilt your head halfway back. Slowly exhale, release your neck and allow your head to go all the way back. As you let your head go back, you are releasing tension from the muscles in the back of your neck. And you are lengthening your throat area to stimulate your thyroid gland, to stimulate your lymphatic glands in your throat. So you want to breathe in and then slowly breathe out and then release your head all the way back, but keep the rest of your spine straight. The only part that is being affected is your cervical area, which is your neck. Now slowly breathe in, and as you are breathing in, let your head come up. As you are exhaling, lower your head down and touch your chin to your chest. This time we're lengthening the muscles in the back of the neck. We're lengthening those muscles that are connected to the occipital lobe in the back, at the base of your skull. Releasing, lengthening, releasing the tension. Now, I want you to slowly bring your head up. Breathe in as you bring your head up until your neck is straight. Now hold that inhalation and then slowly turn your head to your left. Slowly breathe out as you turn your head one vertebra of the time at a time. So you have a number of vertebrae that make up your cervical spine, which is from the base of your shoulders, from the top of your shoulders to the base of your skull. Each one of those vertebrae are turning one at a time. You're opening up, you're lengthening the muscles, releasing tension from the muscles, stimulating the glands and organs in the throat. As you are breathing in, you turn your head back to the front. As you are exhaling, turn your head to the right. So try to keep your neck straight and try to turn your head one at a time. Or turn your vertebrae in your neck one at a time. Turn your head to your right. Release your shoulders. Exhale and turn. Keep awareness in your mind of what's occurring within your body. Now turn your head back to the center. Just let your head turn back to the center and then look forward. Okay. Now close your eyes. And I want you to breathe in slowly. I want you to breathe out slowly. Pay attention. What are you feeling in your neck? Are you feeling a release of tension from the neck and shoulders? Now, take your right hand, place it underneath your left knee. Place your left hand in the back of your right hand. You're going to turn your chest and shoulders square to your left thigh. Your goal is going to be to extend your chest to your thigh and your chin to your knee as you are exhaling. So remember, the operative word is as, A-S. As you breathe out, coordinate your exhalation with the downward motion of your body. So you have to breathe in first, and then you slowly breathe out. As you are breathing out, contract your abdomen, lay your chest to your thigh, bring your chin over your knee, cross your arms around your leg, and squeeze your chest flat to your thigh, your chin to your knee. As you are holding the position, breathe in slowly, expand your abdomen. Exhale slowly, contract your abdomen. Breathe in and breathe out. Let go of your leg. Breathe in as you rise and turn to your right. So your inhalation brings you all the way to the other side. And then your slow exhalation brings your hands underneath your knee. Your slow inhalation lifts your chest and flattens your back. And your slow exhalation lowers your chest to your thighs, wrapping your arms around your leg, putting chest down to the thigh, chin down towards the knee. Remember to exhale and relax yourself into the position. It's not stretching. It is releasing and letting go of resistance in your body. Real yoga is the art of letting go. As you hold this position, you should be breathing in and expanding your abdomen. As you exhale, you should be contracting your abdomen. The expansion of your abdomen with your inhalation, the contraction of your abdomen with your exhalation is massaging your internal organs. Let go of your leg. Breathe in, let your body rise. Your arms come up with your body. Your whole body moves as one. Exhale your hands around your knees from behind. As you breathe in, lift your chest and flatten your back. Leave this part of your chest, your sternum, towards the floor. So breathe in, and as you exhale, keep your buttocks on the floor. Contract your abdomen and fold your body from your waist. As you are breathing in, extend your arms forward. As you are exhaling, put your hands flat. Releasing in your neck, releasing in your shoulders. Now take your time and breathe in and slowly breathe out. Breathe in. Slowly exhale, lifting your spine, releasing your shoulders further. Breathe in one more time. Slowly exhale and relax your ankles, relax your knees. Find your comfort zone within the position. You should be able to hold this position comfortably. If you notice that there is resistance or discomfort in your body, move your mind into those areas of discomfort and try to release the discomfort as you exhale your breath. Control your breath. In yoga, we put a challenge to the body in order to allow you to conquer the challenge, to allow you to master yourself. As you go into a posture, your mind is going to tell you, ooh, I want to come out of this posture. That is when you want to breathe in and then exhale and you yield to the pose. Don't give up. Yield, release, relax, and let go and mold your body and transcend that opposition in your body into a release, into conformity with the mind, with the higher self. Now extend your arms forward and breathe in, move from your waist, let your body rise. So your arms are next to your ears, your hands are above your head. You put your thumb and your forefingers together, hold your breath. I want you to slowly breathe out and release from your shoulders. Allow your wrists to touch your knees. Let go of your shoulders. So when you bring your arms down, you let it go from the shoulders, because that's where we are constantly fighting ourselves from unconsciously. Like keeping your eyes closed, keeping the tip of the tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. And you're breathing in slowly. You're breathing out slowly. Breathing in slowly. Breathing out slowly. Breathing in. And slowly breathing out. Continue to breathe. Continue to breathe out. When you breathe in, feel the coolness of the air along the walls of your nostrils. When you exhale, feel the warmth of the air along the walls of your nostrils. Now, open your eyes and rub your palms together. Then gently massage your eyes with the heel of your hands. Massage your eyeballs or your eye socket area. Massage your temples, making circular motions, and massage your forehead. So we kind of open up this blood vessels that feed into the head, that feed into the tissues around the eyes and nose, and so on and so forth, right? Okay. So the most important thing is for you to keep developing your awareness. Okay. When you practice yoga, your eyes just stay in one place. Even if I turn my head to the left, my eyes are just moving because they are attached to my head. Okay. My eyes stay in one place. So if I raise my arms up, my eyes don't look at my hands. If I raise my head, my eyes don't look up at my hands. The eyes are always looking forward seeing everything above, everything below, everything to the right, everything to the left. That's your peripheral vision. So your goal in your practice is to keep your eyes still, keep the tip of your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth, and to maintain control over your breath throughout your movements. By doing that, you are developing your ability to control your thoughts and your emotions. By doing that, you are creating the foundation upon which you are able to start to project your own thoughts into the cosmos to manifest the things that you want to manifest. But you have to, but so everything is an emanation of your practice. Your practice has to be correct. So in Kemetic yoga, our practice is based upon rule of four breathing and geometric progression. Tongue connection is very important because we're recognizing the role of the non-physical body. So the tip of the tongue connects the feminine energy that moves to the tip of the tongue. The masculine energy runs through the back. It goes to the top of the head and then down to the hard palate at the roof of the mouth. So that's why we create a circuit by connecting the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Because in your practice of yoga, you should have a recognition of the non-physical aspect of your own reality and the non-physical aspect of the world that we exist in. The vast majority of the world is invisible. But how do we interact with that? We interact with that by becoming aware of our own internal non-physical body and then gaining control over those non-physical functions. Moving the energy through the energy channels that make up the astral body or the non-physical body. Okay, hope that makes sense. Now we're gonna uncross our legs. We're gonna move our legs, move our toes back and forth. We're gonna shake your knees up and down. Okay. Now, in doing that throughout your day, you should have about 3 times that you practice: in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. If not 3, at least 2. But you should be practicing more than once a day because you want to get the energy. Okay. So now I want you to come up into your hands and knees, and we're going to work on parts of our sun salutation. And again, it's the mindset that you're doing your practices with. You're doing your practice with the mindset of opening up your energy channels and remaining aware of all the different thoughts and emotions that you are generating. Take your right foot and move it to the front. So the first thing we do in our basic sun salutation is the lunge. You're going to bend the toes of your left foot and lift your left knee up, lower your hips. Now breathe in, slowly exhale. Breathe in. As you exhale, touch your left knee down gently. Point your left foot. Place your arms underneath your right thigh. And then in one motion, you breathe in. Your arms come up with your body. Your palms face each other. And as you exhale, you put your hands together. As you inhale, you put your left hand to the back of the right. And as you exhale slowly, release your arms from the shoulders until your hands come to your thigh or come to your knee, right? Now, we're going to work on this area, this front part of the thigh and the hip, the inner thigh, the outer thigh. So we call this half split. So we breathe in, and then we slowly breathe out. We breathe in, slowly exhale, keeping the tongue connected to the roof of the mouth. Kind of move energy up the spine to the crown as you breathe in. Move energy through the arms into the hands, down the legs, into the feet as you exhale. no matter what posture that you're doing. Breathe in and lift your chest. You're going to push against your knee. Arch your spine back. Let your head go all the way back. Release your neck. Now bring your head up. Bring your chest down. Separate your hands, easing your hands down. Now, switch legs. So your left foot is going forward and your right leg is going back. So we're trying to repeat the process on the opposite side. So you're going to bend. You're going to bend the toes. You're going to lift up onto the ball of your right foot. Make sure your right leg is slid all the way back. Make sure your left leg is bent at a 90-degree angle so that you're working your thigh. Your back foot, bend that toe up. Bend that heel up. Lift your heel up. Now put your hip down. Put your hip down some. Till you want to put that emphasis in opening up those toes in the back on the right foot. Okay? Keep your right leg straight. Lift your knee up some. Okay? Now breathe in and gently exhale the right knee down. And when you bring your leg down, don't do like this. I want you to be smooth with your movement. Don't drop. Lift your right foot, point it. Gently place the instep down. You want to be smooth. You want to move gracefully. You want to breathe in, arms moving with your body. Hold it here. Exhale as you try to squeeze your head in between your arms. Inhale as you put your left hand to the back of the right. Now focus on your shoulders. Let go from your shoulders as your arms come down. Breathe out as you come down. Now focus right in here, thigh and hip. Inhale, exhale. This is why I want you to focus. This is called half split. Okay? From here, you breathe in. As you exhale, push against your knee. Maintain your half split. Open up your chest. Let your head come up. Let your chest come down. Ease your hands down. And then bring your left leg back. Okay? Now, your thighs are together. Your feet are together. I want you to bend your knees. When I say bend your knees, that means I want you to get your buttocks all the way to your heels. Let your knees bend to their full capacity. Hands on the floor. Then bring your chest to the thighs. Stretch your arms all the way forward with your hands flat, arms straight. Now breathe in. Slowly breathe out. Now we're going to transition from this pose, which we call Metsu Heru, into Wajet. So we're going to keep the elbows up. We're going to bring the nose about an inch from the floor. And we're going to exhale and go forward. When the hips get to the floor, we're going to inhale and lift up. Exhale and arch your spine. Okay, so we're still flowing with the breath. Now breathe in. Keep the tongue connected to the roof of the mouth. Slowly breathe out. Developing your strength and tone in your arms, your chest, your back, and your shoulders. When you breathe in, expand your lungs. When you exhale, contract your lungs. Bend your toes. Lift your knees until your body is parallel with the floor. When you breathe in, push your hips up. Take your left foot, bring it about 2 inches forward. Bring your right foot about 2 inches forward. And then as you exhale, you push backwards and get your heels to the floor. Lifting your arms, lifting your legs. Now hold this position and breathe in. Slowly breathe out. Breathe in and come up to the balls of your feet. Slowly exhale your knees down. Lift your feet and point your toes. Now we're going to transition into Heru M. Akit. That's what the other people call a sphinx. Proper name is Heru M. Akit. Right hand is coming about 2 inches in front of your right knee. You don't want your knee, you don't want your hand to touch your knee. It's about 2 inches in front of your knee. Your left hand is about 2 inches in front of your left knee. Now bend your knees and sit down. Bring your chest up. Push against the floor, straighten your arms, look forward. We call this cheetah position. Take your right forearm, bring it to the floor. Keep your head up, and you're going to look forward like the Heru M. Akit. Put your left forearm down. So you're like a lion looking forward. Spread your fingers wide apart. Breathe in. Slowly exhale. Breathe in. Slowly exhale. This is a restorative position. You're causing relaxation and energy flow to occur in your body. Now take your left hand. I want you to spread your fingers wide. Reach as far as you can. Spread your fingers, reach, lift your elbows, pretend like you're rolling a ball on the mat with your nose. As you go forward on your exhalation, bring the weight into your arms. Keep going, elbows up, elbows up. Arch your spine, lift your chest. Now breathe in, slowly breathe out. Breathe in, slowly exhale. Hold this position. Fold your toes. Lift your knees, bring your body parallel with the floor. Inhale your hips up. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Exhale as you push back. As you breathe in, come up to the balls of your feet. Exhale your knees down. Bring your head up. Point your toes. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bend your knees. Put your buttocks to your heels, your chest to your thighs, your forehead down towards your mat. Breathe in and slowly breathe out. Okay? Now let's come up and have a seat. Take a seat, cross your legs, be comfortable. Okay? So what I want to do is demonstrate what we just did, and then you're going to repeat. Okay? Because I want you to do things efficiently and properly. Okay? So this part of the movement, where you're making your transition into this pose, we call this pose Wadjet. Wadjet is like a cobra, right? The image of Wadjet is in the form of a cobra, a snake. And so the snake lifts up its chest. When you see the cobra, it comes up like that, and it lifts up its chest, right? Right? So that's what we're trying to do. So when we go into that movement, sometimes people they keep their arms down like this. You can't do it like that. That's why I say reach out all the way. And then when you make your transition, your elbows are up. It's almost like you kind of roll a little ball across a marble across the floor with your nose. You see that? And then you come up as you exhale. Okay? And so you have to lock that strength into your arms, your chest, your shoulders, your back. The parts of your hands that are taking on the weight is this fleshy part beneath your thumb. So even though this is a simple looking posture, there is a precision in it that you need to observe. Your weight, this whole thing from here to there, that's your thumb. not just up there. So that fleshy part of your hand, that's what should be pressing into the floor. That's why I want you to spread your fingers. If you spread your fingers when you're doing these poses, when you get older, you won't have those gnarled up hands and stuff. Like you see old people be having their hands gnarled up and stuff, right? Arthritis and all that stuff. We're trying to have a counter to our bodies drawing up and shrinking up. We're trying to have a counter to us losing bone mass. So that when we get older, we used to be 6'2", now we 5'11". You know, you want to have a counter to that. So you got to work your body the proper way. You have to challenge yourself. You can't just go through the motions. Okay. So with this, we breathe in and we exhale. Elbows are up, face close to the floor. And we go through as we exhale. When we get to here, we inhale. We exhale as we lift all the way up. We fold the toes. We bring the body parallel with the floor. We breathe in. We push up. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Exhale back. Kind of get the heels to the floor so we can open up the muscles in the back of the leg. We push backwards against the heel of the hands. We breathe in. We exhale. Now we got to bend those toes. You don't want to be on the tip of your toes. You don't want to be on the tip. You want your toes to be in right where the ball of your foot, where your feet, where your toes connect to your feet. And you're going to use this movement to put pressure to stretch those toes out. Okay, we kind of restructure the body, not just keep the same old structure. We lift the feet, right hand. Don't bring your hand all the way back here. Keep a space between your hand and your knee. Now sit down, lift up, look forward. This is called cheetah. In ancient Kemet, they would keep cheetahs, the animal, like the fastest land animal, right? They would keep the cheetah as pets. Like you might keep a dog, a guard dog. And sometimes when they went into battle, the cheetah would be running next to them to attack the enemy. So this is how the cheetah sits. They got statues of this, right? So then you take the right forearm, the left forearm, you transition into Heru Im Akit. The other people call Heru Im Akit a Sphinx. We call it Heru Im Akit. That's the Kemetic name. Now, spread your fingers, extend. Spread your fingers, extend. Elbows up. Lift up like this. Put your face close to the floor. And then exhale through. Inhale up. Exhale back. What I don't want you to do is to do like this. And fall down before you get there. So it's a little bit harder the way I'm showing you, but that's how you want to do it. Now, if you feel weak or you feel like you don't have as much strength when you're doing it, you can come on your knees first, and you can come down and then go into it, or you can come from here to there point, and then lift. You can make modifications, but I want you, whatever you do, make a modification properly, but don't fall and make it smooth, whatever you do, okay? But your goal is to eventually build up your strength to go into the movement here, be smooth, come here, 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 and here. You want to be smooth, okay? Then go back into your Mesu Heru, okay? So let's come onto our hands and knees. You're going to take your right foot forward. You're going to bend the toes of your left foot and lift your left knee, okay? Now breathe in, exhale your left knee down, point your left foot. Place your arms underneath your right thigh, and then use your inhalation to rise up. Use your exhalation to bring your hands together. Inhale your left hand to the back of your right. Exhale your hands down to your knee. Got to release from your shoulders. Now, maintain the geometry of your body. Breathe in. Put the emphasis in your thigh and your hip. Open all of that up as you lengthen. This knee does not change position. You put all your emphasis here. And then you breathe in and lift your chest. As you exhale, arch your spine, let your head go back. Let your head come up. Your chest comes forward. Now hold it here. Take your hand, hold it here. Ease your hands down as you exhale. Everything we do is under control and with patience. Now switch your legs. So now the left leg goes forward. When we do this position, this is what heals your knees. Coming into this position with this right angle with the leg, this is what restores your strength of your knees. Okay? So you have to do the movements and postures. Don't avoid them, do them. Bend your toes, point that right heel up. Breathe in, exhale the knee down. Point the right foot, place your arms underneath your left thigh. Now in this part of the movement, we're working on balance and coordination. Now breathe, keep breathing, keep breathing. Hold your breath, hold the movement. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, left hand to the back of the right. Exhale, the arms down, hands to the knee. Now keep your back straight, eyes focused. Breathe in. Slowly exhale, open up that thigh and that hip. Go deeper to these structures. This is how you affect your womb. This is how you affect your prostate gland. Okay, this is how you affect all of those areas of your reproductive system. Now breathe in and lift your chest. Exhale. Arch the spine back. Let your head come up. Let your chest come down. Separate your hands. Ease your hands down. And then bring your left leg back. So now both your thighs are together, your feet are together. And I want you to bend your knees and put your butt all the way to your heels. Look at me. Come up and sit down. Move your hands back and sit down. Bend your knees until your buttocks touch your heels. And then come forward into what we call Metsu Heru. They call it the child pose, right? I'll breathe in. Slowly breathe out. This position, this is a restorative position. As you breathe in, your abdomen expands. As you breathe out, your abdomen contracts. Now bring your head up and look forward. Inhale. As you exhale, move your elbows up. Move your weight from your knees into your hands. It's a transfer of weight, a transfer of energy. Keep going. Keep going. You can do it. And lift up. Exhale, arch your spine. Good. Now lock the strength into your arms, your chest, your back, and your shoulders. Now hold it here and breathe in. Breathe out. Now hold this position. Fold your toes underneath your feet. Now lift your knees up, bring your body parallel with the floor. Push your hips up some, push up. Get that strength in your body. Now push your hips up. Step your left foot forward. Step your right foot forward. Exhale and push backwards. Get that nice opening in the muscles in the back of your legs and your hamstrings, your calf muscles. As you breathe in, come up to the balls of your feet. Slowly touch your knees down, slowly. Get that nice stretch in your toes. Now point your feet, put your insteps down. Breathe in, and then bend your knees. Sit down all the way. Get that booty down. Get that chest to your thighs. And then get your forehead to the floor. And then hold the position and breathe in. Slowly exhale. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Okay? Now let's rise up to the balls of the, let's rise up and take a seat. Okay? Now let's breathe. Now, when you breathe at this point, you should notice that your breathing is deeper. Your nostrils should be more open. You should be able to take in more air. Your lung capacity should increase. What does lung capacity mean? It means that the amount of air that you're able to put into your lungs at one time has increased. Okay? So your lungs are flexible, they're pliable. So your lungs can get larger. They should be able to expand and contract. As your lungs expand and contract, they're becoming more healthy. And your lungs, nobody should have to tell anybody else how important breathing is, how important the health of your lungs are. That's why you don't want to be vaping and smoking and all that stuff. You want to let all that stuff go, wean yourself off all that stuff, and just let yourself be natural with the breath. Okay? But all these people who's making all that stuff, all they doing is selling you a bill of goods. Oh, just do this and do that. It's natural, it's better. No, it's not. Now, come onto your hands and knees. We're going to work on the proper way to do the triangle pose. Now, when I say the proper way, because I see people doing like this, and they do this, right? Or they do something like this with it. They stay up on this back toe. When you're doing the triangle pose properly, you want to rotate the bottom of that foot flat. You want to keep this leg straight. You don't want your butt to push out this way. You want to keep your hips lined up with your body square. Your right hand comes to the inside of your right foot. Your left hand is going to touch your right wrist, and you're going to slide your hand until your palm gets to your chest, and then you turn up on your waist. Then you extend your arm up, you inhale, and then you exhale your arm over until you open up your ribs. Inhale up, exhale your hand. Don't put your hand back there. Let your hand come straight down next to your right hand. Put your right hand to the other side. Now you come up onto your toe and you put your knee down and then switch legs. Okay, y'all got it? Okay, so let's start off on your hands and knees. We're going to take the right foot, bring it to the front. We're going to bend the toes of the left foot and lift the left knee up. You're going to rotate the bottom of your left foot flat. Put your right hand to the inner part of your right foot. Let your left hand travel up your arm. When your hand gets to your chest, turn on your waist. And then extend the left arm up. Inhale the left arm to the front. Let it come out over your ear. Keep your elbow straight. Okay? Elbow straight, your wrist is straight. And keep breathing. I don't know what this is. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna have to go. Let me help you out a little bit. Put your hand flat. Keep your hand where it was. I just want you to flatten. Here, here, rotate, and then go over. Don't turn your head. All you're doing is isolating. Okay. Now breathe in, let your arm come up. Exhale your hand straight down. Put your opposite hand to the other side of your leg, other side of your foot. Come up on your back toe. All the way up. Rotate it. Now put your knee down. Go straight down. Okay. Now switch legs. Switch legs. Right leg goes forward, left leg back. Okay. Now rise up on your back foot. Let those toes bend. Now rotate the bottom of your foot flat. Put your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Let your right hand travel up your arm. Put your right hand to your wrist right here. Let's put it like this. Look, like this. Now let it travel up. You gotta turn at the same time. Sorry, I don't mean to torture you. Keep your hand on your wrist. Keep your hand on your chest. I want you to turn here. Now extend the arm up. Now from here, rotate this and extend your arm over your ear as you exhale. Now inhale this right arm up. I want you to go straight down from the shoulder. Put the hand down. Put this left arm to the other side of your left foot. Now come up onto your toe and then put your knee down. Come up on your toe, put your knee down, then put your other leg back. Okay. Now go into your child pose. Bend your knees, go into your Metsu Hiru. Chest to your thighs, forehead down towards the mat. Okay, then breathe, low and deep through your nose. Okay. And keep breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay. Inhaling and exhaling. All right. Now let's try it again. Come up into your hands and knees. Okay. You're gonna put your right foot forward. This time you're gonna go into reverse triangle. So you're gonna do the whole sequence. So you're going to rotate the bottom of your foot to the floor, and you try not to turn your hips out, right? Trying to keep all of that square. Put your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Let your left hand travel up your left arm. So your left hand comes up your arm, and I want you to turn on that waist. Point that elbow straight up towards the ceiling, and then extend your arm up. Inhale and turn your arm to the front and extend it over your ear. Don't turn your head. Just open up your shoulders. Now, this left arm is going to come up. The right arm is going to go straight out. You're going to turn into Heru warrior pose. Then you're going to breathe in, and you're going to exhale your left hand down next to your right foot. Turn your body into your, don't turn up on that foot. That's how they be doing it. I don't want you to do it the way they do it. I want you to do it the way we do it. Get that rotation as you exhale. Okay? So when you do that reverse triangle, you keep the foot down, because when you keep the foot down, you get more benefit, more twist in your waist. Okay, hold it there. Don't let come and let you go. So you got to keep yourself up. Keep the head turned. Okay? I want you to close this gap right here. Like this. Breathe in and then breathe out. You see that? Okay. Now, keep your head straight. Look up at your hand. Breathe in. Exhale, lower your arm straight down. Come up on your left toe. Come all the way up. Rotate all the way. Now, gently place the knee down. Okay, then switch legs. Switch legs. Okay, now left foot forward, right leg back. Okay. So you want to bend the toes of your right foot. Now rotate the bottom of your right foot flat. Put your left hand to the inner part of your left foot. Now you want that left arm to be lined up with your leg. Arm goes up as you exhale. As you inhale, turn your arm to the front. As you exhale, let your arm independently come over. Okay, now inhale this right arm up. Exhale your bottom arm forward. And then turn into Hair Warrior pose. Now breathe in one motion, you exhale and rotate. Keep that back foot flat. And then you turn in there. Don't bow your neck. Just turn straight up. Look up at the ceiling, towards the ceiling. Okay, get that nice twist in your spine, in your waist. Okay, hold yourself there. I'm gonna let you go. Okay, good. Breathe in, breathe out. Now lower the left hand down next to your left foot, or your left foot. Come up on your right toe, put the knee down, and then go back into your Mesu Heru. Go into your child pose. Buttocks down towards the heels, chest towards the thighs, forehead towards the floor. Now breathe in and out slowly through your nose. Try to feel how much deeper your breath has become. Inhaling, exhale, and release all resistance from your body. Now, from here, I want you to stay in this position for a while, for just a few moments, and I want you to breathe. And as you are breathing, I want you to really feel your abdomen expanding and touching your thighs. And I want you to feel your abdomen contracting as you exhale away from your thighs. And you want to keep that constant motion. Reach, reach. Keep that constant motion happening in your abdomen. That's the most important thing that you can do when you hold these positions, is to breathe. Breathe and expand your abdomen as you breathe in. Contract your abdomen as you are breathing out. You don't want your forearms to touch the floor. You want to reach all the way out, lengthening your arms, lengthening like you kind of disconnect your arms from your shoulders. Okay? Keep breathing, releasing all resistance from your body. Okay? Now from here, we're going to take your time to come up to a sitting position. Okay? Cross your legs. All right? So now, any questions, comments? Huh? Yeah, well, you know, everything we're doing, I don't think people can hear you because I got these headphones on, but everything that we're doing is about development, you know. And so to me, when you practicing yoga, it's like I don't want to use the word stress, but you challenge your body. And as you challenge your body to do something that is seemingly uncomfortable, the only way to change that uncomfortableness into being comfortable is to control your breath and to control your thoughts and your emotions. Because as soon as you feel something that you haven't felt before, you feel like, well, this hurts, or this is uncomfortable, or this, whatever type of evaluation you put on it, then, you know, if it's like a negative evaluation, like you say the word hurt, we don't say the word hurt. We say it's not comfortable yet. And see, that's a whole different mindset. If you say something hurt, well, I ain't doing nothing that hurt, but I'm going to do something that's not comfortable yet. That's why I tell myself, yet. All these words, the way we talk to ourselves, are extremely important. because that causes us either, the words we say to ourselves either cause us to engage or cause us to withdraw, So we have to have faith. One of the principles of Kemetic yoga and the yoga skills method is having faith in oneself. Okay. And also to be loving to yourself. When I say that, I mean, you don't tell yourself, oh, you doing it wrong. Or you don't say to yourself, oh, you messing up. If you don't do something, if you do something incorrectly or whatever, if your body can't do it yet, that ain't the end of the world. It don't mean that you wrong. You never use, we have to learn how to change our vocabulary and change the way that we talk to ourselves. We have to talk to ourselves in a loving way so that we get the most out of ourselves, right? And so we have to nurture the self. It's like we nurture our children. Like you shouldn't be saying all kind of negative stuff to your kids. You should be saying nurturing things to your children, right? So that's what you want to do. So you have to change your inner vocabulary. You have to change your assessment of how you're doing. Everything that we're doing is a challenge. Some people are physically able to do something better. Some other people are able to do something else better. But that's not the point. The point is, are you getting the benefit from it? When you're doing it, because all you're doing is putting yourself into a challenge in order to learn how to master your thoughts and your emotions. Okay. How to control your breath. The only way to master your thoughts and your emotions, the only way to make the movement comfortable is, number one, to keep doing the movement, because your body has to build up its stamina, and you have to condition your body, condition the different muscle groups and so on and so forth to be able to perform that particular posture. So that comes with your consistency. The other part of it is to learn how to breathe and how to stay within yourself and not allow yourself to become, overwhelmed by the sensations that your body is giving you. So you feel like a lot of sensation in your body, you feel like your muscles is doing stuff, and that's your cue. What is it your cue to do when you start feeling all this feedback and resistance in your body? What is that cueing you to do? To breathe, to breathe deeper, to put more effort into controlling your breath. And as you control your breath, you control the body. As you exhale, you release that resistance. When you feel that stuff in your body, that's called resistance. It's in your body and it's in your mind. So you have to let it go. You have to exhale and let go of the resistance. Okay? You have to be just like the Borg. Y'all know the Borg? On the original Star Trek. Well, no, Captain Picard Star Trek. The Borg was going through the universe, and they were, the Borg, don't you? They was going around through the universe, and they were taking control. They was half machine and half carbon-based life form, and so they would integrate all totally carbon-based life forms into their collective. And so they would say, resistance is futile, right? Resistance is futile. And they was like a half machine, half, human being or whatever type of being it was, And that for some reason they was all half machine and half white for some reason, like nothing but white people running around in the rest of the universe. You would think the rest of the universe had mostly people who had different hues of color. So at any rate, so that's your attitude. You have to be like the Borg. You have to be relentless, because that's how their personality was relentless. But a better example is like Heru. Heru is the falcon. Heru represents the idea of single-minded, determination, having a single-minded purpose, that you cannot be defeated, you cannot be stopped, you know. But you have to keep your mind focused. You know, that's why I said you got to keep all of these substances out your body, keep all of these substances out of your nervous system, out of your endocrine system that are basically what they call intoxicants. An intoxicant is a toxin. I don't care if it's natural. You know, you can find some natural poison ivy and poison yourself. You can get some natural hemlock and drink it and kill yourself. You know, you can take the seeds out of apricots and stuff and make arsenic out of it and kill yourself. You know, that's natural. You know, so all this stuff talking about something natural, that doesn't make no sense. You know, it's the properties of the substance, not whether it's natural or come out the ground or something. All kind of stuff come out the ground. Snake come out the ground and bite you and kill you. Okay, so yes, ma'am. Wait, I can't hardly hear you with these. Well, marijuana, you know, yeah, that's one of the main things. People get high all day. They get high in the morning. They get high, you know, the mid morning. They get high in the late morning. They get high in the early afternoon, the mid afternoon, the late afternoon, the early evening. They just get high all day long. Every occasion, if you go to the store, oh, let me go smoke a joint because I'm about to go to the store. I'm about to go to school. I'm about to go to work. Let me get high. I'm about to go drive my car. Let me change my perception of time and space and distance while I'm driving this 3,000-pound vehicle. You know, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying you should never do stuff, but I'm saying number one, you know, as a yoga practitioner, why smoke it? Number two, when are you going to do it? You should do it if it's like a medicine, to do it as a medicine. Don't do it. Some people be talking about, I need my medicine. So every morning they need their damn medicine. You know, yoga is your medicine. The breath is your medicine. When you go and you get you some kale and some broccoli and some avocados and stuff, that's your medicine. You know, you shouldn't have to in smoking and vaping. You're destroying your lungs. I don't care what nobody say. How you gonna burn a substance and then put the burnt residue into your lungs? And then your lungs supposed to be pink, sensitive tissue. The inside of your body is pink and sensitive tissue, but you're gonna put this resin and all this stuff. You be smoking a joint, and it make your finger black, but you think it ain't making your lungs black. You know, then you vaping all that stuff. All those chemicals that's in that vape stuff, you don't know what's in there. They put stuff in there. All of these things, they talk about, I don't trust the white man. I don't trust this and the government. Then you taking this stuff to somebody, you don't know who the people are that manufacturing this stuff. They put stuff in there to make it addictive. That's their purpose. They want you to become a regular user. So they put addictive substances into it so that you become addicted. You don't know what those substances are, you know, but everybody think they're biochemists and they know everything. You don't know nothing. You ain't even got no degree in none of that stuff. Your degree is in business or something, or you ain't even got no degree. You talking about you know all the chemistry of all this crap that they putting in your food, they putting into your you know, all this stuff that, you know, that people be smoking and taking and dropping and, you know, go down to Peru and Mexico, and I'm gonna take this ayahuasca, and I'm gonna meet the great mother. I mean, all that stuff is fine, but what do you really know what you're doing? Do you know who Pedro is, and you know all the people down there? Do you know who those people are for real? You just know somebody got an accent, a sombrero, and a poncho, and then you say, "Oh, he must be the shaman," you know. You know, I know, see, because I know people that's been through those things, and people try to take advantage of them and do this, just do this and that to them, just because you put your faith in somebody because they look apart. You know, there's like these people come from India, they talk about they the Swami, they did this and that, and everybody is like, oh, well, he got an accent and a big white beard, he must be the Swami. He must know what he's talking about because he's speaking with an accent. That's why a white dude, I don't know if he was white or he was an Indian dude, he made a movie. He didn't know nothing about yoga. He didn't know nothing about meditation. He made a movie. I think the movie, you can see it on Netflix. He made this movie where he just started talking with an accent and grew up his hair long and was walking around telling people, yes. You know, he just learned some jargon and he did it as an experiment to see who would follow him. And he got all this little group of people to join his little cult. He just made up a cult of a whole bunch of nonsense. And then after he told the people that it was nonsense and that he really wasn't no guru and stuff, they wouldn't even believe him. Oh, you lying. We're going to still follow you. He was like, y'all crazy. You know, but that's how human beings are. Once your brain, they program your brain. Just like we got all these terms, you talk about programming. What does that mean? Programming means that they change the biochemistry of your brain so that when you hear or see or have some type of sensory perception enter into your consciousness, which is your brain, your nervous system, your endocrine system, that it elicits a reaction. Okay? And that's programming because they know what to do in order to elicit the reaction that they're seeking from you. And most of the reaction they're seeking from you is your compliance with whatever it is that they're telling you is what you should be doing. That's why you got all these people, 37% of the whole population of the United States is robotized behind this dude who's telling them, you know, support me because, but for no reason. It ain't gonna benefit you. He tell them, I like stupid people. I like undereducated people because they make me, you know, they support me. He tell them that. He tell them that. Yeah. He tell them. He said, y'all. They're still going to follow. And then the black ones be following him too. He say, we're gonna kill you, we're gonna beat you, kill you, if you're a protester, we're gonna shoot you and all this stuff. And they say, yeah. Look. I'm not. Yeah. Well, some of them, but some of them not. But that's the thing, because the young person's brain is unformed. You know, a lot of times the brain is unformed. That's why all this exposure to all this stuff, you know, needs to be limited. But they exposed to so much stuff on YouTube. The first thing they see on social media, it has an impact because it's designed, all of this AI, all of this deep fakes and all this stuff. As soon as somebody sees certain things and they know the people that's making this stuff, they have psychologists. The whole consumer culture that we was talking about the other day, the whole consumer culture of this country was created in such a way that certain keywords and certain ideas and even sounds and colors can elicit the response from the people that you're trying to elicit. That's why you got to program yourself. So when you're doing your yoga and you said, Om Shura, you reprogramming yourself. When you inhale and exhale, and you are reprogramming yourself. You should be knocking off all of that stuff that they try to instill in you in grade school and high school and all that stuff, you know, and in social media, you know. So it's hard work to work on yourself. That's the hardest work. You know, most people, they don't want to take the time to do self-examination. The first thing that pop in their head, they thinking that their first reaction to something, they think that's reality. The first thing pop in my head, I don't like that. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, that's true. Oh, that makes sense. As soon as it pop in their head, You don't go by the first thing that pop in your head, because how do you know that the first idea or thought that's popping in your head is not something that you was pre-programmed with from the past? How you know that's not something that's programmed to your consciousness because from your time of being traumatized, you know? Because all these people, they have experienced trauma. All of us have experienced trauma. And then we react to the trauma instead of you know, learning how to overcome the trauma and understanding what our triggers are. So a lot of times we say off the wall stuff, off the cuff stuff, and it's just because we've been traumatized, you know. That's why sometimes you might hear me joking it, but I poke at people to see, I just be poking because I'll be like, are you sure that's what you really mean? Or you sure that's what you think? Or you sure that you can't go beyond that and stuff like that, you know? So it's just a little challenge. And if you pass the challenge, that's fine. But I'm trying to probe to see what's happening. That's my job. Okay, I'm sorry. So we're about to go and hotel.